tell you right now, the victim is present in the courtroom. She has a right to be here. And she is present. I will ask you not to speak to her, and she will not speak to you, okay? The condition of your bond is there is absolutely no contact with this young lady or her children during this time. If you have visitation or whatever with the child that's yours, you have to have a third party bring that child to you. You two cannot exchange the child. Do you understand that? Your mama can pick it up from her mama or somebody, but you two cannot exchange the child. You understand? Okay? I've got the solicitor's office in here as well, Mr. Lyles, and I'm going to ask them if they have anything they would like to tell me before I consider what your bond might be. Ms. Berry?
Thank you, Your Honor. May it please the court. This occurred between the hours of 8 and 11 o'clock on April the 17th of this year. Law enforcement responded to Willow Street here in Cherokee County in the city limits in reference to a 911 hang-up. When they called back, they could hear a female and a male arguing, so law enforcement responded to that address, and it quickly turned into, for lack of a better term, a hostage situation.
Okay.
Law enforcement could not get close to the house. Mr. Lyles was not allowing anybody near the house. He was not allowing anybody to come out of the house. They could hear, they were able to get him on the phone.
Okay, hang on, let her talk. Let her talk.
A couple of times, they could hear him talking to the victim, and the victim then talking to Mr. Lyles. When she asked to come out, he told her, well, if you leave, I'm going to kill you. He did have a firearm.
Okay. Mr. Lyles, I'm going to tell you that everything you say can be held against you. Please be quiet. I'll let you talk in a minute. Let Ms. Berry finish.
He did have a firearm during this incident, Your Honor. He would point it at the victim, and the victim did tell law enforcement this morning that he was pulling the trigger. The gun just happened to misfire. He would then point it at the ground and pull the trigger. And what ends up happening is, at one point, the lights go off. When law enforcement is asking the victim if there is a firearm, they're asking, is it in this room? Is it in this room? She's saying no. When they ask if it's in the kitchen, she doesn't answer. When the lights go off, they're off for a couple of minutes and they come back on. And what ends up happening is he takes the gun from the kitchen and he hides it in a vent in the living room. So law enforcement has been able to recover that gun, Your Honor.
Okay.
There were 3 children involved in this incident. So the kidnapping victims are Miss and then the 3 children. One of the children that is the child in common between Mr. and Mr. Lyles.
Okay.
Your Honor, the standoff lasted.
What did I tell you about being quiet? I will tell you again.
It lasted about 3 hours before came out with their children, and then Mr. Lyles did come out. Your Honor, I do have Mr. Lyles' criminal history. It begins in 2013 with a miscellaneous criminal offense. 2014, he has a resisting arrest. And also in 2014, burglary 2nd degree and petty larceny. 2017, hit and run with property damage and burglary in the 2nd degree. Also from 2017, failure to stop. 2018, domestic violence in the 3rd degree. Also from 2018, failure to stop for a blue light, 2 counts. 2022, domestic violence in the 3rd degree. And 2023, burglary in the 2nd degree, nonviolent. So Mr. Lyles has a history of domestic violence. I actually remember his name as it has come through the solicitor's office several times. Mr. Lyles is a danger to this community. He's a danger to sure. And there's also questions that he may be a danger to himself. I believe that Mr. told law enforcement he seemed to be under the influence while all this was going on. And he's certainly a flight risk with his failure to stop convictions on his record. So at this time, Your Honor, we would ask that bond be denied in this case, and any bond that is to be set by the circuit court, Your Honor.
Okay. Very much. Anything from the Victims Advocate's Office?
No, ma'am.
Law enforcement, you have anything to add? Okay. All right, Mr. Lyles, you had a chance to hear Ms. Berry and what she has been given by the officers. Now, you remember that preliminary hearing I told you about? If you want to hear the state's evidence against you again, you can do that. It is an optional hearing. You can't testify at that hearing either, but you get to hear more of the details of what happened and how they got the warrants. Your lawyer can also be present for that hearing, okay? Because I can't let you talk about it right now because this is not a trial. It is just a bond hearing, all right? So do you understand that, why I can't let you speak? If you've got a question about what I've told you, that's fine, but you can't ask me any questions about last night or what Ms. Berry said.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying. I just had a note on last Thursday. I don't need to be here.
Okay. Okay. And that's, all right, and you're gonna be able to tell your lawyer that, and your lawyer can help you deal with that. I can't, okay? But based on the information that I have, Mr. Lyles, you will be remanded to the Cherokee County Detention Center without bond. All right, circuit court judge will set you a bond. It won't be tomorrow, but he will set you a bond later. Do you have any questions? I'll send you your paperwork down to you very shortly, okay? All right, you can go now. You open the door, let Miss Berry let you out. I'm just gonna cut it off.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You did good. Did you learn something? She's good, isn't she? She's very good. She's very good.